It's Wednesday. It's Mark Pyers. And it's Real Talk.
I was walking down the road today, looking for another way to ease my mind and help my living.
It's Real Talk. It's the daily variety show, Mark Pyers Real Talk. I'm here to help you make smarter moves, amplify your current state. And I'm here with you on day 422 in a row of the Mark Pyers Real Talk show. And I don't know what we're going to talk about today. What do we talk about every day? Hey, Cross, what's going on? What do you talk about every day, buddy? Whatever the universe wants us to get into. I am here to just talk about how we're basically on high alert now. As a planet, everyone's freaking out because of this coronavirus thing. Have you guys seen this? Like Australia shutting stuff down. San Francisco, just state of emergency they got going on over there. I don't know if you saw that. But I had a lot of crazy things going on. Hey, buddy, how are you? Out in Germany, my buddy's on over on Instagram. Head over to YouTube, subscribe and ding the bell over there. It's where the show goes. Guys, I'm telling that to all of you. Get onto YouTube, subscribe, ding the bell. We're here today. Of course, I'm going to get into some BeatSeat music for you.
My name's Smoking Joe Biden.
This is what I wanted to show you guys. Yeah. It's kind of a crazy thing. I don't know if you saw this. I wanted to share it with you. Look, I don't like to poke fun at politicians too much, but did you see Joe Biden came out and he said that he's running for senator? Anybody see this? So, of course, Real Talk, we got to just get something funny going with that. So check, this is really what the outclip was that you didn't see.
My name's Smoking Joe Biden. And I'm a Democratic candidate running for hall monitor. Just all I'm asking you, give me a look over. Okay, look over and see. If you don't vote for me, vote for the other Biden.
If you don't vote for me, vote for the other Biden. Or how about, hey, I'm running for hall monitor. Real talk. That's what we do here, guys. This is a variety show. All right, we're here to just entertain you and to inspire you to do something great with your day. That's what I've been doing for 422. Going to continue doing it for the next 422 and beyond. So subscribe and ding the bell, guys. You don't ever have to worry if there's going to be a show. There will be a show every single day. Question is if you have time to tune in. Now, if you don't have time to tune in, that's fine. Because what we're doing now is simultaneously during the week, 5 days a week, you will get 5 podcasts. So whether you're in front of your computer, you have your phone in your hand and you're able to tune in to watch the show, or you're driving and you're doing something different, you could tune in to a Real Talk podcast. And I'm just picking out random stuff at this point. Like I'm in the middle of December. I did December 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. And now I'll just go back into November and grab a bunch of shows, and I'm just dropping them all. The craziest thing, I haven't heard any of these things. I go back and I throw them in there. I'm just like, here's one, I'll throw it out there. And then when I listen to it, it's fire. And all I could keep thinking to myself is, you know what? I feel like every show has pieces that everyone needs to listen and tune into. Every single show has moments within it. So for me to not drop it all so it's there for the history of time would be a disservice to you. So I will continue to drop podcasts. But just keep this in mind. We're at day 422 right now. There are 51 podcasts. So that means that there's like 330 shows, 350 shows, something like that, that I can't even go back to drop for you because I'm still dropping on a daily basis. So anyway, it's going to be kind of a cool thing because every single day you get the video, you get the show, and it's the daily program, and it has to do with today's topics. But we throw out something random. Like the other day was December 8th, and it was such a good episode. Rebecca! How are you, my friend? Miss seeing you. I miss my old listing, although I am showing it this weekend. It's an interesting thing. I met Rebecca at this amazing property that I had listed for over a year, had 9 offers, and just could never get a yes from the sellers. And then eventually they did the old agent roulette thing. Talk to you guys about this. Oh, you know what? We gave you that time. Let's just throw another round into the chamber and hire a new realtor. So what I do have to say is kind of nice is one of the parties I met in that process of doing an open house every other week for a year, I met a wife, Husband was out in California. And long story short, I get a call from the husband. So my wife really enjoyed working with you. And we see that you no longer have the listing, but we'd like to work with you and we'd like to go see the house. And I just said to the guy, you know what? I got to thank you. Because I got to tell you, those guys did a number on me. I did everything I could for them. Rebecca will tell you, I did everything I could for them. I showed that house personally every single time. Every other week, did an open house. And, nobody else is providing service like that and then getting shown the door. Like, wait a second, if you don't do your job, then okay, show me the door. But when someone does their job effectively, presents the right value for your property, here's the other thing I'll share with you. There were 9 offers. 3 of them came from me. All 3 were very close to where we were. Like, those deals were the ones that were going to come together. Everybody else was lowballing because they were represented by an agent who's trying to stick it to the seller. When these people came to me, I was able to boost them up to a potential value that could get a deal done. So I think sellers need to realize when you hire somebody, what do they bring to the table? I don't care if someone's bringing you 9 offers. If they're 9 offers, that's great. But what offers is that agent bringing to you? Well, my listing agent's bringing me better offers than everybody else. That should tell you everything you need to know. That person's working hard for you. They're sharing the value. They're getting the money where you need it to be in order to get a yes. Now, my big takeaway is I wasn't able to get a Hubbard clause. They would not say yes to the Hubbard clause. Here's the craziest thing. I had more money in their hand than they have it listed for right now, but they wouldn't say yes to a Hubbard clause. Crazy. I bought my house with a Hubbard clause. What is a Hubbard clause, Mark? A Hubbard clause says this: I love your house so much. I want to buy your house, but I need to sell my house first. Do you think you can give me just a little bit of time so I could put it on the market and move it? Because I'm going to buy this house. I want this house. I just need to get rid of that first. Most people would say, okay, look, what you have in that sense is a deal in hand, and you could still actively market. You could still do open houses. You could still do whatever you want to try to find another buyer. Here's the best part about it, Mr. Seller. If you don't find another buyer, you've got your deal right here. If you do find another buyer, this person's got to drop their Hubbard clause or else this person buys it. So you tell me, what is the negative about that? Why would you not say yes to it? But here's the thing. There are people who will listen, and there are stubborn people everywhere in this world. And no matter how much knowledge you spit, how much real talk you give somebody, they're only going to hear the words they hear in their head. And you can't get them to change once they're on that path. And it's a sad thing because, like I said, when you work so hard to earn something, because if you guys don't know this about my business, I worked for 1.5 years for those people for free, and then they cut my throat at the end of it. They didn't pay me a penny for all my hard work, for the every other week open houses, for the 7:30 at night somebody calls in and wants to go see it, and I got to drive down from Fairfield to Greenwich. That's just part of the job. So if I am ever in a position one day where I'm no longer a realtor, I'm now Real Talk guy, I'm BeatSeat guy, I'm entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur, and I'm out there doing my thing and I have to hire a realtor to represent my best interests, I'm looking for somebody who's bringing me more money than the rest. And if they show up every other week to an open house and they show up for every single showing, they keep the listing. I don't need to question who I'm getting next and if they're going to put the same effort in. I see this guy's doing what I need to do. What needs to be done for an effective transaction, he's doing it. It's just maybe we're asking too much money. Maybe it's not worth as much as we think. We had 9 offers all come in here and we're here. What does that tell me? Well, those people don't know anything. And that one needed to rent to buy. And that one says, no, it's a market telling you where the value is. I usually say if you can get 1 offer, 2 offers, you start to get a gauge on where you are. If you get no offers, no showings, you are way off. You are so far from the mark. This is what hiring a professional is about. When I tell you guys that Real Talk is about telling people what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. I'm sick of people wanting to hear stuff that isn't true. Oh, look at this. And I've got windows on my house. Did you see the windows? And we actually have, we got a roof. Can you believe it? And so ours is worth this much more. No, It's not worth any more than a buyer is willing to pay. There is one reality to real estate. I'm going to lay it out for you right now. A house trades for one reason. A buyer is willing to pay X amount, not a penny more. And this seller is willing to let it go. That's it. It comes down to what a buyer is willing to pay and what a seller is willing to accept. If the seller's not willing to accept that deal, the deal will never come together. It's a give. You got to both be giving. The best deals, both parties give a little something. If one party's taking, it's a terrible deal. You both have to feel a little bit of the sting when you're going to that closing table. Yeah, to give them that extra $5. And then like it. DJ, what's up, buddy? I'm so glad you're on. This is awesome for me. I got DJ on over on Twitch right now. And guys, listen, this is an open platform. You have any questions you want me to get into? Let me know. Cross said the background music to the Joe Biden video says it all. I'm going to play this for you because I don't think you saw this, DJ. Did you hear what happened? Joe Biden is not running for president. Check this out. Oops, hold on.
My name's Smoking Joe Biden.
Smoking Joe.
And I'm a Democratic candidate running for hall monitor. So all I'm asking you, give me a look over. Okay, look over and see. If you don't vote for me, vote for the other Biden.
I'm voting for him for hall monitor, for sure. Like that, I know. I don't know about anything else. I mean, probably not president, but hall monitor, yes, absolutely. My Aunt Judy told me I'd be a great hall monitor. And sometimes I go there and her kids sit on my lap. I like it when they sit on my lap. I could beat Trump. I'm the only guy who could beat Trump. And Bernie's not going to beat Trump. Oh, hold on a second there. Hold on a second. Don't tell me that I can't beat Trump. I'm the only guy on this stage who can beat Trump. Guaranteed. 100%.
Oh, yeah, right. You think you could beat Donald J? Yeah, right. You're gonna lose. Big league. Nobody could beat the Trumper. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win big league.
Guys, why are you not tuning in every single day? This is a variety show. Any impression you want to hear, I will bring to the table. But seriously, we should have a political debate. I think we have to have a real talk political debate where everybody's represented. How funny would that be? It's Trump versus all of them. Oh my goodness, I just thought of it. Okay, it's Trump versus everybody.
Well, let me ask you a question, Bloomy. So, when you were mayor of New York,
I was mayor of New York for 17 years, and I can beat bullies. I beat Donald Trump in basketball one day, one-on-one. Like, I could just see this whole thing going down. Donald, let me ask you, what is your problem with socialism?
I'll tell you what my problem is, Bernie.
So I'm just going to go with it, guys. You're going to see more of this, but bottom line, Biden came out.
My name's Smoking Joe Biden.
Smoking Joe.
And I'm a Democratic candidate running for hall monitor. So all I'm asking you, give me a look over. Okay, look over and see. If you don't vote for me, vote for the other Biden.
Vote for the other Biden. Is there another Biden in the race? Like, what's going on over here? I felt so bad when I first saw him come out, like at the beginning of all this, and his first time he spoke. I was in the office. When I heard that, I was like, it's over. Like, what are you doing? You should have ran 4 years ago. I think you did. But you should not be on that stage, especially when you get up in front of people and you say, look, I'm running for hall monitor. I'm running for senator. I'm running for state senate. No, you're not. You've been for months running for president. That's not a small slip up, guys. And look, this isn't a politics show. I don't get into it. I have no dog in the race per se. I just want America to do well. I care about America. I want to see America succeed. I want to see the people who are having a tough time do well. And I want to see the people that are doing well continue to do well. How's that? Oh my goodness. No. The people that are doing well need to give more. And then the ones who... No, don't hurt the people that are out there creating business. Don't go and take away from the people that are bringing in jobs. That's not what you're meant to do. You got to continue to fan the flame on that and then find a way to bring those others up. Now, I think I've been seeing a lot of that. Like I said, when I shut off the politics for 400 days and turned it on for the first time for the State of the Union address, I was blown away because I haven't paid attention to any of it at all. DJ, thank you, my friend. I have not paid attention to any of it. And then all of a sudden I get on there. I'm like, okay, look, I'm going to have an unbiased opinion. This is the real talk opinion because I haven't heard a word. All I've heard is negativity, and I shut it all off on December 31st. I shut the negatube off, guys. I don't need it in my life. I don't want to feel any of that. I got enough of it every time I walk through my day. I'm a real estate agent. Everyone around me is negative. They're all just like, ooh, it's the end of the world. No one's buying, blah, blah, blah. So I get enough of it. I don't need it from the Negatube too. Shut it down. So I turn it on 400 days later. Let's see what's happened. Let's see what this guy's done. Let's see if he's done anything. Here's what I expected.
I had the biggest crowds in history. In the first 4 years, we've had more crowds than Obama ever had. We had bigger crowds than Bush. We had bigger crowds than Reagan. I think we had bigger crowds than Lincoln. I'm going to look back in the logs, the Lincoln log.
And that's what I expected. And all of a sudden, this is what I heard.
America, 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 America. By the way, America.
And when I was like, yes, that's what I want to hear. I want to hear America is doing well. I want to hear that 7 million people have come off of food stamps. What I didn't want to see, and this really, really bothered me, being an unbiased, down-the-center guy who wants to just hear what's going on, when I hear America, 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 when I hear unemployment at, and when I hear 7 million people off of food stamps, what I would expect from the group that's sitting in the room that's always pandering to this group of people that's always suffering 4-year cycle at a time, that you'd see them stand up and applaud. Yes, America. 7 million people off of welfare. America. No, that's not what we got at all. That's not what we got at all. So basically, I'm back to scratch saying to myself, there's something wrong with this planet, something wrong with this country. If we hear that America's doing well and it's still about the guy, no, it's not about the guy. You guys got to get off of your soapbox and realize it's about the country. And if the country's doing well and people are actually getting jobs, unemployment's at the lowest in history. I didn't know that. I'm like, I looked at my wife, almost every single thing that came out. I'm like, really? He did that? And I'm looking at it. I'm like, you know what's kind of crazy? This guy, I've been around for 4 presidents, okay? I think. Maybe more. I don't know. 78. You guys tell me. How many presidents have I been around for? 4 that I remember, okay? Oh, I got to see what that is. DJ's on with me, and I love it. DJ, you rock, brother. So basically, here's the deal. I've had 4 presidents that I know of. Okay, we had Obama, we had Trump, Bush, and Clinton. This is what I remember. Maybe there was Reagan when I was a kid. There was Reagan, but I don't remember because I was a baby. I was like a little kid. But one thing I can tell you for sure is every single one of them came along and said a bunch of stuff to get into office. And once they got into office, none of it got done. None of it. They didn't do any of it. They completely forgot about it. And it's like, ooh, and then they get to the second 4-year term, like, hey, what about those things you said? Oh, yeah, no, we're going to do that in the second term. Yeah, we're going to do it in the second term. We're going to get it all done in the second term. We're not doing it in the first term, we're doing it in the second term. No, you didn't do any of it. Then you get to 2016 where this crazy billionaire decides to take basically a siesta from his lifestyle, billionaire lifestyle, to try to recorrect a country. Do you hear what I just said? Stop living a billionaire lifestyle to recorrect a country, to get 20,000 to 50,000 tweets a day telling people that they hope you die. You're the worst president in history. I hate you. The tweet, this whole idea of 2020 where people could just, you can tweet the president of the United States directly. Whether he's going to respond to you or not is one thing, but he sees it. He sees it all, right? So you go from being a billionaire, living that lifestyle, to say, you know what, I'm going to try to help. I'm going to try to give back, to get abused on a daily basis. I've been here for 422 days, okay? And I didn't start this when he started. He's been doing this for like 700-800 days where they just abuse the heck out of the guy on a daily basis. And every once in a while, he fights back. Every once in a while, he says, yeah, you say a lot of stupid stuff. And then he's ridiculed for that. Oh, see, he fought back. He's not presidential. Well, look, I got to tell you, I'm just being honest. Again, the guy down the middle. If someone was throwing attacks at me, 20,000 to 50,000 a day, I'm sure every once in a while I'd say something back. I'm sure every once in a while I'd want to throw something back at them. Especially if it's not true. Especially if I know I've had 7 million people come off of food stamps and I have the lowest unemployment in history. Like these are real facts. So how come we're not looking at it? How come we're looking at oh yeah, he said this and he did, like what? I don't care. Yeah, stupid stuff comes out of the dude's mouth.
That's why I can do the impression. And look, blah, it all comes out.
That's what makes it entertaining. I thought when we started this whole thing, it would be like an entertaining 4 years. And be like, we're going to laugh our tails off. My favorite part of that whole lead up was how just nonchalant the whole thing got. It's like, yeah, you'd be a really crazy person to put in office because you'd be in jail. Do you remember that? Yeah, because you'd be in jail. Like everybody starts laughing. Like it was fun. It was funny. And then as soon as he actually won, because nobody thought he would, everybody said, there's no way he's going to beat Hillary Clinton. She's Clinton. The Clintons. We are where we are today because of what we've done in the past. And if you've wronged a lot of people, if you're not an honest person, if you do a lot of shady things, and you're in politics for 20, 30 years, it starts to add up. And people look at you and they say, I don't know if I could trust that. And that's why there wasn't a second Clinton in office. But nobody ever imagined this would happen. Nobody ever thought this guy would get into office. So the day he won, the goal was, we got to get him out. Well, everything's been done in the last 2 + 3 years now, right? Let's try to impeach him. I think they tried to impeach him many times. It wasn't just the one time they actually brought to trial, but they tried immediately. Oh, it's got to get him out. They're going to keep trying. But I don't care if he's in for 4 more years. I don't. Because if America is doing well, then it's because he's doing things to propel us in a direction that can be prosperous. Do you guys remember years ago? This is before he got in also. There were a lot of things said, like you can't reduce gas prices. You can't reduce unemployment rates. What is he going to do? He can't wave a magic wand. This wasn't people saying this. This was Barack Obama saying this. What's he going to do? Wave a magic wand? He can't do that. You can't just fix unemployment. You can't just... We're 3 years after that, and all of these things have happened. Do you guys believe this to be true? It takes a full 4-year cycle to kind of reverse what happened in the previous administration. Those 8 years, 4 to 8 years. You need a full 4 years to even get started. But this has been a complete 180 shift in less than 4 years. So like I said, I'm looking at it America first. I'm looking at how do we thrive as a country. And, I'm going to tell you guys a story here because this is kind of double-sided. I don't know how the entire country is doing. I got a story here we're going to get into today, and it's basically saying that the average male can't afford his monthly fees, the bills, because I think the big issue here is inflation, and then everybody's still getting paid the same as they were 30, 40 years ago. There's no benefit. You haven't risen with the inflation. If people were making more money, then it would be an easier society to live in. But there are people, like 50, 60, 70% of the people are just literally scraping by. And that's what this article is telling us we're going to get into in a minute. But I sidetracked here, obviously. I didn't mean to get into the politics thing. But again,
My name's Smoking Joe Biden.
when Smoking Joe calls in,
And I'm a Democratic candidate running for hall monitor. So all I'm asking you, give me a look over.
I just
Okay,
love
look
that.
over and see if you don't vote for me, vote for the other Biden.
I'm running for hall monitor too. I want to be hall monitor. I don't want to be president. Sonny, would you ever want to be president? DJ, would you ever want to be president? I would never, ever want that job. And here, I'll ask you an even better question. If you were a billionaire and you own properties all over the world and you had all this, would you ever consider being a president? Now, look, Bloomberg's trying to do it right now too, so I think he's crazy also. Like he's spending tons of his own money, which I think Trump did too on his lead up, but he's spending a ton of his own money to be the president, billionaire. He's gonna lose that lifestyle. There's nothing beneficial. There's nothing positive about being the president of the United States of America. There is so much wrong with the country that you have to try to right. And look what's happened to this guy in the last 3 years. It's crazy. So I know a lot of people grow up saying, what's the ideal? One day I'm going to be the president of the United States. I can guarantee you no one's saying that. I actually think you may have a problem getting people to run for president in 15 to 20 years. With the amount of technology, information, fake news everywhere, who wants it? Who wants to deal with it? And it comes from all sides. It comes from all sides. It's not just him. Then you got the other people. They're on the other side. They're getting slammed from this side. It's unbelievably disgusting. It's disgusting. but it's the world we live in, right? And so what we have to do is decide, do you want to put yourself through that? Bloomberg's saying he wants to put himself through that. Trump has been putting himself through that for the last 3 years. But again, you put me in those shoes. First of all, never want to be president. Secondly, never, as a billionaire who has a lifestyle where I'm owning islands or whatever and I'm enjoying a life, jet set life, don't want to take on the problems of the United States of America. Sorry. Don't get that one. And I don't think anybody wants to put their chest out just to be like, "Boo, see, I did the ultimate. I was also president." I don't think that's like a thing because the amount of abuse you deal with, it's not worth that little trade-off to be like, yeah, I was president. Yeah, but you got abused the entire time. Everyone just, do you ever see those photos of when a president goes into office and the day they leave? Look at Obama. The day he entered and the day he left, it's like 30 years. It's crazy, guys. It's crazy. George Bush, same thing. Look at Bush when he walked into office. Someone shoot that in like to the Real Talk Show as like a DM so I could put that on tomorrow. You'll see Bush walking into office. He's like this, "Hi guys, what up? I'm a 42-year-old guy." And he looks like he's 90. He comes out of office. It is the most stressful job in the world, I imagine, you know? And then you, on top of that, with the social media element, it's like, good luck. Good luck to you. So anyway, let's get into that news story. I wanted to share this with you guys. And just a reminder, podcast number 51 is live right now. Guys, this is it. This is it. What are the podcasts like? It's the show. I just take the shows and drop them as podcasts. So if you like what you're hearing, it's free of charge. You drive around. Instead of listening to Joe Rogan, who has 4 million subscribers or something like that, how about you just come over and listen to a little Real Talk? How about that? I love Rogan too, don't get me wrong. I just haven't listened to him in about 422 days. When I started my own podcast, I'm broadcasting. I'm creating content. I'm doing things daily. I don't have time to listen to somebody else's podcast. I'm sorry, and it's great. His stuff is great. But you get stuck. Think about that, guys. Do you want to spend your life listening to other people create, or do you want to be your own creator? Go out there and make something to be proud of. It's not going to always work. Hey, Jeff, what's up, buddy? Cassandra! So proud of Cassandra. Guys, you have to check out Lady Bane. She is crushing it right now. Cassandra, I saw that awesome, there was this really great clip I saw of Cassandra. Basically, it wasn't Cassandra. It was 2 people in a radio studio, and they were just talking about how amazing Cassandra is. Bottom line, this is what we're all aiming for, is for people, when you're not in the room, they're talking about how great your product is. She's saying how this Lady Bane's about to blow up. That's what they're saying. There's she is legit. And I'm hearing all this stuff. I'm saying, oh my goodness, that is the ultimate pat on the back when you are an artist trying to get your music out there. It's like the other day on NAACP Awards, the BeatSeat.
My name's Smoking Joe Biden.
Thank you, Smoking Joe. We've heard you enough today, though. But the BeatSeat live on the NAACP Image Awards, that is the same thing for me. You did it, Mark. You created something that her can use and appreciate. And I met Cassandra maybe about a year ago now. And we're both on a similar journey. We're trying to bring some light to the world. She's bringing new music to the world, but that's light, guys. Music is light. It's intended to make you feel something. It's intended to help you shut down all the negativity, the noise going on around you, and live in that moment for a second and feel that groove, right? To feel the emotion within her voice, the texture of the bass line and everything else that's going on. It makes you live in the moment. That's what music does. And that's why I think we all gravitate towards music, is because what it does is it helps us shut down all of the other garbage in our life. And for that split second, that one song radiates throughout your body. And I'm just so proud of you, Cassandra. So proud of you. Oh, thank you so much. Cassandra happened to see that too. She saw her playing it. It was just such a cool thing for me because I play it every day, guys, but to see one of the biggest artists on the planet playing it. And the best thing about her, she's 23 years old. So she's just going to be creating music for the next 25, 30 years. And she is going to have a BeatSeat to play on and to record on and to write music on. So I'm thrilled with the opportunity that is for her to be able to create on it, but also that maybe she'll realize how great it is like I do. She'll be like, I can't play without it. Because honestly, I do not want to play without my BeatSeat anymore. You guys could tell. I could sit here and just play a guitar for you. I just don't like it. I don't like playing it without having my BeatSeat underneath me. I want to have my seat, but I also want to kick the heck out of it. Yes, you can. Sonny wants to know if he can request a song. As long as I know it, buddy, and if I don't, I'll learn it for you, and it may be another day, but if it's something I know, I'll absolutely get on it for you. Oh, DJ, thank you so much, buddy. I'm so glad you were tuning in today, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be back as usual for day 423, probably around 5:30 tomorrow, about an hour earlier. But yeah, Sonny, if you have a song you want me to try to play for you, I would love to get into it. And same, that's for all of you guys. You have a song you want to hear on the beat seat, let me know. I'm happy to give it a shot for you. It may be terrible, but I'll still give it a shot. This is what it's about, guys. It's about trying things. Trying things is, I think that's what it's about. You fail, and then you're like, I'm not good at that. Let's not do that anymore. Ooh, Change the World by Eric Clapton. You know what we'll do real quick is check this out. Let me just see if I can find the chords for it. Because if I can, I may be able to just play it for you quickly. Because I know that song. Hold on a second. Let's see what we got. Change the World. If I could reach the stars. Look at it. All right, I'm going to try to find the chords for it. Here we go. Change the World chords. If it's like an easy song to play, we're going to be rocking it out for you for sure. E chords. That's the easiest one for me to play here. E7. I think I can figure this out, but it's got a lot of 9s and 5s in there. Like, I always think that's funny. As a guy who never was taught how to play music, I just write by what I feel. And when I find a piece of sheet music like this, where it says E7 to A9/C sharp, like, what the hell is an A9/C sharp? And then it goes A9. No, that we did that. Oh, here's another one. F sharp 9 minus/5 plus. What the hell? What the hell does that mean? Who knows theory that can explain to me what an F sharp 9 dash/5 plus means? I have no idea. But if I heard it, then I could just play around for a few minutes and find it. So that is one of the things I think is a hindrance for me, but maybe also one of the greatest things about my musical ability is I've never learned anything from anyone. Just like what we're doing here on Real Talk. I didn't go to school for broadcasting. I didn't go to school to learn philosophy. I just have it within me. Some things are deep within us, and you don't need to be taught. You just have the answers. You have the information brimming. It's just waiting to come out. You have to tie into it first, connect to it, and it will come out like crazy, like this. 33 minutes. I haven't even gotten to the news yet, guys, because this is what happens with Real Talk. When you connect with that thing, it just happens. It's magical. That's why I can't do less than an hour anymore. That's like, I'm on it. It's like an hour plus. I'm like, holy cow, an hour and 13 minutes. I got to go. I got a family. I got to go. Like, the crazy thing is last night I didn't get home until like 8:30. I didn't see my kids, guys. I got to figure out my schedule here. I don't want to miss these days. I want to continue to bring you guys what I'm bringing you, but I also have to find the time to spend a few minutes with my kids. I don't want to miss a day with, like, I see them right when they leave in the morning, and then I'm coming home and sometimes they're already asleep. And look, I understand that's what most of us are doing. That's life, right? But I'll tell you, that is the one thing about our existence that I really don't like, is that you're pushed so hard in order to survive. Forget about in order to make a killing. That's a whole other level of work. But just to survive, you've got to work like crazy to the point where you miss your children at the end of the day. Especially for someone like me as a real estate agent, where I only get paid if someone transacts. I told you about this client. I spent a year plus working for them. I did everything that they ever asked for and way more than they ever expected. And they just go to the next agent. It's part of this business. I call it agent roulette. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. People start to think, well, I think I just need to change. Maybe I just need to shake it up. Maybe I got to just get some new blood in there. Did the guy you had bring you 9 offers? Yeah, he did, but they weren't the right offers. Okay, but did he bring you 9 offers? Yeah, he did. Okay. Did he show up every other week for over a year to do an open house for you? Yeah, he did. Did he show up for every single showing? Whether it was 9 o'clock in the morning or 7:30 at night? He did. Did he show up on Christmas Eve and spend 2 hours with you to try to put a deal together? Yeah, he did that too. Yeah, but you know what? Go and hire another agent. That makes sense. The other guy, the other lady, I'm sure they'll come over on Christmas Eve and spend 2 hours with you. I'm sure they'll show up for every single showing. They'll drive that 40-minute drive from home to the house for that showing to get back in the car and drive home. I'm sure they'll do that. I'm sure they'll do an open house every other weekend without complaining. In a way, I think people need to realize, like, I keep expecting the phone to ring at some point where they're like, we made the worst mistake. We don't know why we hired this guy. It may not happen. In fact, it definitely won't, because I think people get very embarrassed when they make stupid decisions. When people make bad moves, they get embarrassed, and then they can no longer turn around and say anything about it. Like, my favorite thing is this. I'll go and I'll sit down with someone. And again, real talk is telling people what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. So this comes, what do you think my house is worth? Well, first of all, I never tell you what your house is worth, because I don't know what your house is worth. The market says your house is worth. These comps here say your house is worth, but I don't make that decision. I bring you the market. There are people who bring you what you want to hear. Well, it could be worth, well, maybe we can get someone to. No. This is what the market is telling you. You can't fool a market. People try all the time, and they're unsuccessful. You know what? Here's a great thing you should do. If you're ever out, if you're a listing agent like me, and you want to get your point across that people fail constantly when they do that whole game of starting here to come here, just print out all the expireds. Don't even do like 3 months. Print out every expired listing from the last 3 months, walk in there, drop it on the table, and then drop the solds on the other side. Say, this is what sold. This is what failed. Listed and failed, expired, back on the market, whatever, but failed. Do you want to be in this pile, or do you want to be in the winner pile? Now, that could be a subjective thing. People are like, oh, well, winning is, I got to get the money that I want. You don't know what you need, first of all. You want what you want, but you never get what you want. You get what you need to get. And that's it. Real estate, you can't fool people. It used to be the way, but you just can't do it. There's too much information. A lot of it's false information, but there's way too much information out there to fool anybody. And shame on you for trying to fool. I had a client years ago who was trying to get me to do deceitful stuff. I was like a newer agent too. I think I was in for about 3 years. And he would say weird stuff to me like, I wish I'd hired you later on in your career. And I say, what do you mean by that? He'd say, because you won't do any of the things I want you to do. Like, you want me to do all this deceitful sales tactic stuff. Say this in order to get them to feel like, ooh. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't deceive people into buying your home. And you can't fool someone to pay you more than it's worth. I won't allow it to happen. The market won't allow it to happen anymore. So I just think it's an interesting thing. Actually, my old manager used to say, where did this happen where this business, it got to a point where people are like, you know what? It's worth this. Let's start here and let's eventually end here. What is that? I sold my house in 2 hours. 2 hours. 2 hours, Mark. How'd you sell your house in 2 hours? Because I let a market be a market. I knew I could have asked more for my house, and I could have sat there for a little while in order to get it. But I had, as you recall, I had a Hubbard clause. My wife and I knew what we wanted. We had an accepted offer on something. I'm not there to play games. I'm there to sell that piece of property and move my family into the new one. You got to get your priorities in straight. You have to figure it out. What are you doing? You can't need a Hubbard clause and then price it here to get here. If you ever need to ask for a Hubbard clause and the agent on the other side knows your house is worth $1 million, you better tell him you're listing it at $950. I'm putting it out at $979. It's worth $1 million, cool million. I'm putting it on at $979. Why are you leaving $21,000 on the table? Because I'm going to get $113. I'm going to get $1,013,000. Wait a minute. You're going to get more than you asked for? That doesn't happen. That happens way more than you think. 13% of the time, actually, I think 2 years ago, 13% of the time, houses traded for at or more than they were listed for. That's a Fairfield County stat. So my philosophy, very simple, guys, eBay marketing. I'm going to put a course together. I'm finally doing this. I don't know why I didn't do this earlier. I'm creating a real estate course And you guys can get all this information. I'm gonna tie it all into actual lesson plan, okay? Because we've got so much content over the last 422 days. I'm gonna wrap it all into an actual lesson plan for you. Because the bottom line is this is all useful information that can help you when you're out and if you're a buyer or a seller. I'm gonna break it into all different aspects. I'm thinking about it right now. I don't know why I'm thinking about this, but I think I've got to definitely drop this as like an actual lesson plan. There's too much that is being thrown at people they just don't get. And when you don't buy a piece of real estate, it's like a 7-year deal. I bought something, now I'm going to buy again in 7 years. But my philosophy is eBay marketing. All right. I sold my iPad a few years back. I put it on for like $259, free shipping. This thing's going to sell immediately. $259 free shipping. I'm seeing stuff at $265, $273. I did the whole thing. I priced it below market. I'm going to let a market be a market. Actually, I take that back. I did not let a market be a market. I put a number on it. I chose a number and I put it on there on the shelf. Okay. 7 days go by, no sale. How could that be? I see them trading. This one's trading. That one's trading. Why is mine not selling? I do a little research. It's because everybody who's selling for more, they're putting it on for 1 penny. 1 penny. Let a market be a market. Now, this is a risky thing, isn't it? Or is it? I put my iPad on for 1 penny. It sells for $273, but I put it on for 1 penny. How did I get more than I asked for? Because a market is always going to be a market. And when you start and you want something and someone else wants it, that human thing comes into play. I'm not going to let him win. I'm going to pay a little bit more to get it. All of a sudden, wait, I've been outbid? Hold on a second. I'm not going to be outbid by this guy in San Diego. I'm going up. Yeah, but wait a second. No, wait. Maybe you should get a different one. No, I'm going to beat this guy now. Before you know it, $259, $273. They paid more because they will fight each other and then they want to win. Who's going to win? Real estate is no different. It's exactly the same. If you guys trust it, Lawrence, what's up, my brother? If you guys trust it and you put your house out there at a number that you are uncomfortable with, you will sell right away. Was I uncomfortable with the number I put on it? Yes, because I know I could have probably put it up higher. But remember, what was my perspective? What was my motivation in that moment? I needed to buy this new house. I had 2 kids and a third on the way. I was not going to be stuck in this 1,500 square foot starter home that we'd purchased originally when the third baby came along. I'm out. We're a month and a half, 2 months from the baby coming. And I'm like, we got to move quick here. I got to get this thing sold and we got to buy this other property. I threw it on the market and 2 hours later, agent comes over with her clients and they bought it that day. That was it. Done. I remember my wife even said to me, she goes, should we counter? Should we go back? And no, I'm done. I know where I want to go. I'm not going to go and nickel and dime a buyer when they gave me my exit route. They gave me my exit route so I could buy this home that we're in. So again, you have to have a serious look in the mirror when you're doing something like this and make sure it doesn't lead with greed. You got to look at yourself and say, I need to get out. I need to figure out how important it is to get out. And remember, if you're in the real estate market, don't get fooled. If your house is worth $1 million, don't put it on for a 1-1. It will never sell. If your house is worth $1 million in my market, you should put it on at 965. Let a market be a market, guys. Fight it out. That's what I'm talking about. So 45 minutes in, we still haven't even gotten to the news yet. Whew, crazy. So check this out. Wait, why is this? This isn't the right thing, guys. I changed that. Something's not looking right over here. Hold on a second. Oh, that's why. There we go. All of these new I don't know where that's coming from. Maybe it's this. Let's see.
43 right now at McCarran. Wind chill, or the feels like temperature, is 30 by the Henderson Airport. Just a little 5 mile per hour breeze can accentuate that chilly feel. 39 in Boulder City, feels like 40 in downtown Henderson. Isn't this much improved over yesterday? Winds, worst case scenario, later today 5, maybe 10 miles per hour, but almost completely calm this morning. Temperatures struggling to get out of the low to mid 40s though over the next 3 to 4 hours. Now by lunchtime it's 57. The sunshine will help. The calm wind will help, but low 60s, not exactly a mild streak. Temperatures stuck to about 60 in Summerlin, 63 in Sunrise Manor, 62 down south around the Southern Highlands. Calm, clear, and you guessed it, cold again. Late tonight will dip to the upper 30s and the low 40s. Tomorrow, Thursday, sunshine, and hey, this is a nice change of pace. We're looking at highs near 70 on Thursday, and we'll keep it in the 70s through Friday and Saturday. Saturday, though, is when the breeze returns, just in time for the weekend. Some 20-mile-per-hour breezes Saturday, some 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts on Sunday from the southwest. Wind will shift to the north and still be pretty noticeable next week, Monday, Tuesday. So we are expecting a drop in temperature. Actually, I think showing up by Sunday and certainly lingering next week. Dry weather the next few days. Wanted to give you a first alert that Saturday looks dry, but Sunday we're still on the lookout. Especially Sunday midday, Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, or at least the threat of a couple of showers. Quick check of the 7-day. Calm today, but still chilly in the low 60s. 70s Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Sunday looks like the day where it could be a little wet, and it'll be cooler with that wind on Sunday. We're only in the 60s. All right, here
happens. It just seems to be. And we did have Joe Biden on. I don't know if you saw this. This was kind of crazy, but
and we are also following breaking news out of Weymouth. Police asking for your help finding this missing 87-year-old dementia patient. There is a search underway right now near Performance Drive. That is near the Care One facility.
All right, I'm going to just share this story with you. I'm going to read it, and I want you guys to tell me what you think about this, okay? If I can find it. Why the average male can no longer cover basic expenses for his family. This is a very interesting thing for us to hear, especially going into an election cycle, okay? While the U.S. economy is strong and wages are slowly increasing, many middle-aged, middle-class Americans are still having trouble affording basic necessities. A new study published by the Manhattan Institute offers one explanation as to why the average male earner is unable to provide for his family. The study centers on what author Orrin Cass calls a cost of thriving index, which is based on the cost of housing, healthcare, transportation, and education. It calculates the number of weeks per year it would take the average worker earning the median weekly wage to earn enough to cover the total value of those basic expenses. In 1985, it would take the average male worker 30 weeks to cover those costs. He was earning $443 per week, and his total costs were valued at $13,227. In 2018, it would have taken the average male worker 53 weeks to cover those same medical costs, basic costs, or more than a year. Costs for the 4 basic necessities has risen to $54,414, while the median weekly average rose to $1,026. So while wages had just about doubled, costs have more than quadrupled. The Cody shows a declining capacity of a male full-time worker to meet the major costs of a typical middle-class household. For women, the problem was even more exacerbated. In 1985, a woman would need to work 45 weeks to cover those same expenses. By 2018, she would need to work 66 weeks. So this is the reason why so many people are out there struggling to get through their day and get to tomorrow. So I don't know how we fix it, but it's something that scares me. And we need to be aware of these things. That's why I bring them up. That's why I always talk about anything I'm going to talk about. It's something you need to know about. Now, this you need to know about as well. I am a huge fan of the movie The Big Lebowski. And apparently they're coming out with a redo, a second, The Jesus Rolls movie. And I figured we'd read the review because nobody messes with the Jesus. John Turturro's Big Lebowski spinoff is a breezy sex comedy with balls to spare. Okay, that's what. Let's see what we got here. A remake of a controversial 1974 French comedy that also doubles as a feature-length spin-off for a character who appeared in 2 scenes of a Coen Brothers movie 22 years ago. The Jesus Rolls is a picturesque curio about an accused pedophile named DeJesus Quintana. A cartoonish Puerto Rican man played by the film's Italian-American writer-director who gets out of jail, reunites with his best friend, and immediately embarks upon a sweet and breezy crime spree that's fueled by stolen cars and borrowed women. In other words, this isn't always a bad thing, of course. The freewheeling Jonathan Demme energy only grows more infectious as the film drifts along. Emily Simmons' buoyant flamenco score finds the zest in each scene, and a lightly fantastical, none of this matters attitude feels like manna from heaven. In an age of interconnected cinematic universes, The Big Lebowski is one of the best things about this whole strange experience. There's a fine line between nostalgic and retrograde, and the Jesus Rolls weaves all over it until an axle pops loose and the movie crashes into a tunnel. Mileage will vary more than usual, but it's hard to stay mad at something that starts with the Gypsy Kings, ends with a freeze frame, and swerves in an unexpected direction whenever you feel like it's running out of gas. Let's see what else there is. If the Jesus Rolls is meant to stand alone, it first has to offer one very important corrective to The Big Lebowski. Jesus Quintana, described as a pederast during his 2 scenes in the screen time in the Coen's classic, is innocent. Well, he didn't intentionally expose himself to a random child, at least. It was all just a big misunderstanding, a mix-up between an overprotective father and a strange criminal who doesn't recognize any kind of social boundaries whatsoever. Turturro's film may not be politically correct, but it stops short of asking viewers to fall in love with a convicted pedophile. No, the Jesus is just a hedonist, sweetheart who believes that all things in life are meant to be shared. He's basically a chaotic neutral version of the Dude, but with cornrows. And Turturro finds plenty of genuine pathos underneath all of the vaguely stereotypical Puerto Rican humor, and in spite of the film's irreverent spirit. But I've enjoyed watching Turturro play broad Jewish caricatures way too much to be offended on their behalf. And I guess this must be a Jewish person who wrote that. Yeah, because to say that. Anyway, and then Jesus' number 1 disciple, Bobby Cannavale, who's nothing if not down to clown, an oafish, slack-jawed yutz whose job is to make Jesus seem more lovable and serve as a Sancho Panza. Petey is happy to go along for the ride wherever it takes him, but he's also too hobbled to go anywhere on his own. You see, Jesus has a little disagreement with the preening hairdresser named Paul Domingue, who's obviously John Hamm, who promptly shoots Petey in the lower regions as a rapscallion hero is escound to his muscle car and his best employee. All right, guys, I'm not going to continue reading this, okay? Go and watch the Jesus Rolls. The Jesus Rolls. I'm probably watching it. I may see it with my buddy Alan when he comes back up to the area because we were both huge DeJesus fans and Big Lebowski fans. And I think that's basically our stories for the day, guys. I didn't get some of them because I didn't pull them up. I got to get Change the World going for my friend. Sonny wants to hear it. We're going to have to get that going at some point. But I think it's time for a little BeatSeat music. 55 minutes in. It's about time. Let me play you a quick tune, and then I'm going to get home, see those kids before they fall asleep. How's that sound? Here we go. If I can find a pick. Do you have a pick today? May not have a pick today, guys. All right. So I guess I'm playing without a pick tonight. Alrighty, we could do that, I guess. I'll tell you, it's been kind of frustrating for me. This microphone has fallen down at least 5 times. And now the back part is like starting to disassemble. Very frustrating. The problem is it's like 9 pounds and this microphone stand can't handle it. So every time I try to walk by, it falls over. So you can't tell right now, but I put ridiculous amounts of duct tape on all 3 legs. If I could change the world. I'm going to get it down for you, Sonny. Smile on your face makes me want more. Pieces of me start to break down. The process, finding what I crave. Could never call your bluff. You could never get your hands on the universe. Never big enough for the two of us. One day you might find a way, but by then could be too late. I guess we all realized. I guess we all lead crazy lives. We all need to feel alive. Yeah, we all lead crazy lives. There's gotta be a way. It's unbeknownst to me. To life. It's always crazy. Start to break down. In the process of finding what I crave. You could never call your bluff, but you could never get your hands on the universe. It was never big enough for the two of us. One day you might find a way, but by then could be too late. I guess we all realized. I guess we all lead crazy lives. I guess we all need to feel alive. Yeah, we all lead crazy lives. I guess we all realized. I guess we all lead crazy lives. I guess we all need to feel alive. Yeah, we all lead crazy lives. There's gotta be ways unbeknownst to me, but I'll keep searching till I find myself within that broken smile that holds an answer to life. I guess we all realized. I guess we all lead crazy lives. I guess we all need to feel alive. Yeah, we all lead crazy lives. I guess we all realized. I guess we all lead crazy lives. We all lead crazy lives. Guess we all need to feel alive. What is that? I'll play something again really quickly and then we'll get it out of here. This just sounds terrible. I may have to call it after that song. I'm going to play Days Will Go By for you. The lyrics are ridiculous. So I wrote this song years ago. I think I wrote this in 2003, okay? It's called Days Will Go By. I played it for you once before, but I didn't have the guitar in. I want you to hear the lyrics to this song. Check this out. All the fun in the sun, always meeting someone new, leaving old friends behind. Life is so difficult, it's all I've ever known or seen on my TV and in all the magazines. They tell us what to do, you know, they tell us what to think. How much longer must I force myself to conform to their rules? My questions bubble up and I scream. Why do we fight when we can kill with kindness? And why do we hate when we can try and make a change? Someone save me. There's way too many differences to solve within the public stance. I think we all should get a chance to state our name and plead our case. Lost the one ability which came to me so naturally. In this depth of clarity, hope to find that moral victory. Hope to find that moral victory. Hope to find that moral victory. Oh. Missing all the fun. Days will go by. Yes, I'm missing all the fun. Days will go by. There's way too many differences to solve within the public stance. I think we all should get a chance, state our name and plead our case. I lost the one ability which came to me so naturally. Within this depth of clarity, I hope to find that moral victory. Days will go by, missing all the fun. Days will go by. Someone save me. All right. That's it for today, guys. An hour and 8 minutes. That's a full Real Talk as far as I'm concerned. I appreciate you guys. Hope you had a little bit of an enjoyable time listening to some Real Talk, some live music on the BeatSeat. And now we're officially ready for day 423 in a row tomorrow. So I hope you guys join me for that. And if you have any topics you want me to get into, just let me know. Sonny asked for a request, so I'm going to have to drop that song. I'm going to have to Change the World, learn the lyrics, chords, etc. And I'll be trying to play that for you tomorrow, Sonny, okay? I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I really want to thank you all for continuing to join me on a daily basis. This show is the show that never ends. And you could find the podcast. That is going to be the show that never ends as well. Like, you're going to run out the podcast and be like, ooh, I need to go to another one. You'll never run out because I'm going to keep dropping them for you. And if there's some crazy person out there that's like, I've listened to them all and I'm waiting for the new one, let me know. But there's another one coming in about 3 hours. I'll have it out tonight, guys. So I appreciate you. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Day 423 in a row tomorrow. I appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Great night.